Herbs and the natural compounds found in them show promise to help with Alzheimer's and dementia. There are several herbs and their phytochemicals, the key compounds found inside them, that show promising anti-amyloid beta actions in lab studies and early human studies as well. Hi, I'm Dr. Krystosik, and here's a quick and simple explanation of what the evidence shows. Most of the strongest findings on the benefits of these herbs are found in mouse studies. There are a few human trials, but they're small and just beginning to come in. Even though herbs have been used for thousands of years to heal the body, I don't want you to fall into the trap and think that herbs are some kind of a magic cure-all. They're just part of what I call lifestyle medicine. And they're not going to help you with chronic illness just by themselves, including dementia and Alzheimer's. I want you to think of them as a supportive add-on to an overall healthy brain lifestyle. Not a standalone cure, my friend. It's what we call lifestyle medicine and the specialty of functional medicine. And a healthy lifestyle like that of the people that live in the blue zones is what you need to follow. So let's dive into the most promising herbs. Number one, it's turmeric, and the compound in turmeric called curcumin. In lab and animal studies, curcumin can bind the amyloid beta plaque and block it from clumping and lower the plaque formation. Turmeric also helps to lower inflammation in the nerve cells, and that's a huge factor in the brain cells that get damaged. Now, you got to understand that curcumin, the active phytochemical in turmeric, is not well absorbed, but there are some products on the market that help to enhance the absorption of curcumin. And if you work with a functional medicine physician, they'll be able to help you to get the most beneficial supplements that have curcumin that's most active. Number two, green tea and the compound EGCG that's found inside that helps brain function. It can help to remodel the amyloid beta plaque, and studies showing the evidence from the benefits of green tea in human studies, although it's early and ongoing, it's very promising. And the nice thing about herbs like green tea is they've been used for thousands of years safely in food with populations around the world with no incidence of dementia or very little incidence of things like Alzheimer's in members of their cultures that follow the traditional way of eating and lifestyle, like the people in Okinawa, one of the blue zones. Now, the third herb that I'd like to recommend, it's got a lot of research behind it, and I wrote a book on it, by the way, over 25 years ago, is resveratrol, or grapeseed, and also Japanese knotweed is another one. And there was a 52-week randomized placebo-controlled study in humans, and they found that mild to moderate Alzheimer's with high doses of resveratrol was safe and shifted several of the Alzheimer's disease biomarkers. Still, this is early findings and more research is needed. And then number four is sage and rosemary. Now, these are really delicious herbs that can use as a culinary herb as well. And the active compound in them is called carnosic acid. This is the compound that is in rosemary and also in sage, and it's found in these herbs that benefit in protecting nerve cells from damage, including protection against the amyloid beta plaque from forming. And their benefits were from the ability of these herbs to perform as antioxidants. It helps to be able to squelch what's called free radicals, and the ability to help has been able to also help in what's the process called autophagy, which is the body's house cleaning system to get rid of damaged cells, which mostly happens at night, by the way. Now, in some clinical trials, the extract of the herb sage improved cognition in the brain. And in a small double-blind trial, they found that mild to moderate Alzheimer's disease, that traditional herb called bacopa. Now, this herb has been used by the people in India for thousands of years. It has traditionally been used as a memory herb, but it does show promise in helping to remove the amyloid plaque. Once again, the evidence is early, and these are small studies, but they are showing promise. But I would like to make a note here that the amount of monies available to do herb studies is very limited. You see, drug companies can't make money on herbs. So they're not going to spend money to do research on herbs. So there's a limited amount of funds that are available. Now, another traditional herb that's used in India is called ashwagandha. And laboratory studies on animals have shown that it too clears out the amyloid plaque and it protects the nerves from getting damaged. So, my friend, let's summarize how these herbs can be an adjunct, not a cure-all. It can be an adjunct to other lifestyle medicine like diet, exercise, proper sleep, and stress management. And here's how the herbs work. First, they block clumping of the amyloid beta plaque. Compounds found in curcumin and turmeric and in EGCG in green tea, they can stick to the amyloid beta and keep it from clumping into plaques as the sticky form that stresses the brain cells. Now, many of these herbs, they act as antioxidants and anti-inflammatory compounds, which can lower the fire around the brain cells that increases the damage to the brain and the nerve cells. These herbs also support the brain's cleanup system. We talked about that earlier. That's the brain's trash removal system to even work better. So here's some practical takeaways from all this information. First, enjoy these foods as culinary herbs. You can drink green tea and use the herb turmeric and rosemary and sage in foods and make them delicious. They're safe for most people, and they've been used for thousands of years to help people stay fit and well in the Mediterranean region and other regions around the world like the blue zones. You have to use them in therapeutic value, and only a doctor who uses functional medicine can give you the best results. So if you're taking medications, you need to work with a doctor who understands the interaction of these compounds and herbs like the EGCG found in green tea, or the curcumin found in turmeric, or the grapeseed extract, which has resveratrol, and the herb ashwagandha and bacopa. And when you use medications, you need to be careful and talk to a doctor who understands their interactions. Remember, herbs should be seen as an adjunct. And healthy diet and lifestyle, they're only one part of the lifestyle medicine prescription. They're not replacements for it. They're only one part of it for the care that you get in functional medicine. But the general use here and the basics that I talked about are really going to be something that you can get benefit from just by using them for preventative measures. If you drink 1 to 3 cups of green tea per day, or if you get decaffeinated green tea if you're sensitive to caffeine, so you can make sure that you're getting enough sleep. You can use the herb turmeric in cooking and be able to use that with black pepper, because that's going to even get you more of the active ingredients released. And use a little bit of oil, like extra virgin olive oil, to get better absorption. And then you can consider using a standardized curcumin supplement if you're under the care of a supervision of a functional medicine doctor. Now, you need to rotate these herbs like rosemary and sage and turmeric and use them regularly in cooking. Enjoy them. They're really, really good for you. And don't forget about bacopa and ashwagandha. They may help to relieve stress and help to improve cognition. So keep the foundation of these focused on a strong Mediterranean lifestyle, eating healthy foods, getting movement every day, getting enough sleep, managing your stress, and having social interactions with a tight community like my Gut 911 prescription community of people just like you who are supporting each other to stay healthy and to prevent and even help them to reverse early signs of dementia and Alzheimer's. So herbs fit on the top of this base of a healthy lifestyle, not instead of the healthy lifestyle. It's a combination of both. So my friends, I encourage you to follow me on social media. I do 2 posts every day, 2 different videos. I have a podcast called The Other Side of Medicine that I have every single week with guests from around the world who are experts in natural healthcare, evidence-based natural medicine. So until next time, here's to your health.